Good evening. Welcome to this evening's edition of the Vision Root video blog. I'm your host, Richard Urban, coming to you from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. And tonight's topic is, should President Donald J. Trump be impeached? I'd like to start with a reading from Proverbs 13. Money wrongly gotten will disappear bit by bit. Money earned little by little will grow and grow. So that's our reading for this evening. Well, today I was watching the feeding frenzy on President Trump by different media. Even Fox News seemed to be having a feeding frenzy today. First of all, they're saying, wow, President Trump told James Comey or asked him not to investigate Michael Flynn. Well, I don't know if he did or not. But one thing is that I reported on that before, and you can click on the link you see in the upper right to check that video, that first of all, who released the private conversations of Michael Flynn? That's illegal. And who revealed them? Nobody seems to be talking about that. So different criminals, criminals are releasing classified secret information. Of course, the Washington Post and the Communist News Network and all those other networks, ABC, NBC, they couldn't care less about that. And second of all, even those privy to what Mike Flynn talked about, that conversation, said there was nothing wrong with it. So Trump asked him to stop investigating. Well, you know what? I would ask him to stop investigating it too, if he did. And, so, I mean, and then you're saying, oh, we have to investigate to impeach President Trump. What a bunch of malarkey. What a bunch of moral posturing people. So, and let's take Mr. Comey. He's talking about different memos he has and stuff. Oh, gee, this is the guy who said, now let me see, Hillary Clinton, she had email servers that were secret, that she knew were wrong. She erased 30,000 emails. She did criminal activities, but we're not investigating her. And therefore, I am such a wonderful head of the FBI. What the heck? Trump was right to get rid of this guy. So, now we have the issue that supposedly Trump told the Russian representative, ambassador, or representative, foreign policy representative, that maybe he told them something about ISIS. Well, wait a second. The Russians are fighting against ISIS. We're fighting against ISIS. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not privy to what Trump discussed in Oval Office. But first of all, who leaked out what Trump was discussing in Oval Office? That person should be prosecuted, as I've said before. Second of all, of course Trump can talk to him about what, ISIS is doing. Isn't that the discretion of the President of the United States? What the heck? This is ridiculous. So we have Loretta Lynch in the Clinton administration talking, not Clinton, Obama administration, talking to former President Clinton. And the only reason we knew about that happened in Arizona, Phoenix, on the tarmac, was because some astute reporter reported it. Otherwise, no one ever would even known they were talking to him. So she was talking to Clinton. Of course, they just talked about what their dogs eat. Do they eat, such and such dog? Of course, they were talking about, Hillary Clinton and all the things that were going on with the email and the server. Oh my gosh, So of course that didn't warrant any investigation. But now, for things that are actually perfectly logical, like if Trump really did ask Comey to stop investigating Flynn, that was perfectly logical. Flynn didn't do anything. So, I mean, even if he did, and probably didn't. Second of all, about the Russians, even if Trump talked to him about some security matters, that's in the discretion of the President of the United States. This is a ridiculous feeding frenzy by these moral posturing, media people. Whether it be Fox News, Communist News Network, CNN, Washington Post, Post, or New York Times, etc., 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 etc. This is crazy. So, I mean, I just see it as a feeding frenzy. And then you have this congressman trotting out, both Republican and Democrats, saying, oh, we should impeach President Trump. Well, people like Maxine Waters, by the way, that woman's crazy. She doesn't even know where North Korea is. I mean, she's insane. I mean, look at some of the things she's saying. Anyway, she said President Trump should be impeached before he even took office. Oh my gosh. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't be transparent about what Trump is doing, but this is ridiculous. Who is leaking out all these things? This people, operatives, well, who 98% of them supported Clinton, who are in the State Department, who are in all these Homeland Security, who are in, intelligence community. Now, many good people are working, but there are also a lot of traitors. These people need to be prosecuted. So stop this feeding frenzy. I urge all the patriots out here to get on their soapbox and, support the president. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I understand now Trump has appointed a special prosecutor to look into the Russian allegations. What Russian allegations? If there were any substance to this at all, they would have already been released. I read that report supposedly put out, what the people claim by the 27 intelligence agencies, actually was put out by two of them. I think it was Homeland Security and the Defense Intelligence Agency. I might got that one not exactly right. But anyway, two of the agencies put that out. And it didn't say a darn thing. Half of it was about how Russian television and how they liked President Trump or something. So what? It's a television station. CNN likes Hillary Clinton. How come they didn't do a expose on CNN? I mean, it's totally bogus. It's ridiculous. So yeah, Trump is showing they did, has nothing to hide about that. So I agree with President Trump totally what he's saying, like at the Coast Guard Academy today or yesterday. I guess it's now early Thursday morning. It's, he's saying, no president ever been treated like that. I agree. if any other president did this stuff, did what stuff? I mean, no president's been treated like that. I mean, the things that happened, like that Kennedy, Clinton got away with, and all the various things that have been going on, in previous administrations. This has never happened. It's like this feeding frenzy of the people on the right who don't like Trump, like John McCain, so-called Republican. He's not a Republican. I don't know what he is. Seriously, he needs to retire. And then you have these fake people like Paul Ryan. What a phony. And then you have, what other kinds of people? All kinds of different people like that. Tripping over each other to, I mean, that a lot of these people, they don't like Trump. And then you have, I remember very clearly, the 120 Republicans who signed this letter saying, don't give any campaign funding to Trump. What the heck? So, I mean, I'm glad they didn't listen to that. But, so these people are insane. Trump is dismantling the deep state. He's dismantling these things. Goodness, look at the speech he made at Liberty University. He actually believes in God. Oh my gosh. We can't have a president who actually believes in God. When was the last one we had who publicly proclaimed the name of God like that? Abraham Lincoln, maybe? I mean, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, I just had to speak out today. Stop this feeding frenzy. All the patriots get out there and support President Trump. The things he supposedly did wrong, even if he did them, are, it's ridiculous, in my humble opinion. So you have this guy, Comey, gets out there, wouldn't prosecute clear criminal activity by Hillary Clinton that would have put me and you in jail for decades. And yet he's saying, well, I have the memo from President Trump. And what the heck? This guy needs to go back to civilian life. He needs to get on with his life. Anyway, so we need to really support our president. He's really working so hard to help our country to dismantle the deep state, the bureaucracy, the tax burdens, the things like the Johnson Amendment where religious people aren't supposed to speak out supposedly or lose their nonprofit status, and if they're running a nonprofit, things like this. So I mean, this is crazy. So it's an insane feeding frenzy, and it needs to stop right now. people should look in the mirror. I support Trump. He should read the Bible in the morning. Go on national TV and read the Bible. People would like that. Who cares if he meets with the Washington White House press corps? What they don't need to hear from him. Put out his own press releases. He doesn't even need to stay in the White House. Go to Trump Tower or whatever, and he can work from there. So I mean, we need to really get our act together and get rid of these phony Republican guys and the phony Democrats too. And yeah, this is totally insane. So I do. I'm not saying that everything he does is perfect. Certainly some of the things I don't, agree with he's doing. But this feeding frenzy is absolutely wrong, and I'm here to tell you that's completely hypocritical. And that what Trump is doing is the right thing. This whole thing about sharing something with the Russians. Yeah, like who's going to tell us who to share stuff with the Russians? I suppose the leaked news should go to CNN and they'll filter it and tell what we should share with the Russians. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe we should shift it up to shift, S-A-F-T, up the street to President Obama's wall compound up there in Northwest D.C. And, he'll decide, what's going on. Maybe he thinks he should. I don't know. Anyway, this has got to stop. This is ridiculous. So I had to get on my soapbox tonight, and I hope each of one of you will too. I am Richard Urban. I'm one of the kings of Chanoguk. That means God's kingdom. And I'm appointed by Christ at his second advent. So my word has authority. So do get out on your soapbox. Do speak out and support truth, because truth always wins. No one makes a fool out of God. I'm Rich Urban. I'm reporting to you from Harper's Ferry. And be blessed, God bless, and good night.